Unit 2, Lesson 5, Capitalism. Unit 2, Lesson 5, Vocabulary. The role of corporations in a capitalistic society. A corporation is an organization owned by many people but treated by law as though it were a single person. And stockholders are individual people who own the corporation because they own shares of ownership, called stock. By the 1830s, laws were passed allowing corporations to be formed and to sell stock in their business. Money made from selling stocks allows businesses to invest in new technology, improve machinery, and hire a bigger workforce. Smaller businesses tended to have higher operating costs, and this led to eventual collapse, most of the time, of the small businesses. Consolidation of industry. When big businesses pushed for horizontal integration, like Rockefeller, combining many smaller businesses of the same type into one large corporation and created monopolies. This was fueled by the term social Darwinism, or survival of the fittest. And when a company began to lose market share, it would sell to its competitors and create a large organization. Vertical integration, however, was when a business or company owns all the different businesses needed to produce a single product. Industrialist and steel tycoon Andrew Carnegie, a Scottish immigrant who started small and became the owner of a steel company in Pittsburgh, a company which helped build many of the monuments, like the Brooklyn Bridge and the Empire State Building with its steel. He began what was known as vertical integration, where he owned all of the different businesses needed to produce a particular product. Modern example of vertical integration would be IKEA. Those of you who don't know, IKEA makes and manufactures furniture, housewares, kitchen utensils, kitchen items, pots, pans, and actually the kitchen cabinets and appliances you would need. Everything you would need to furnish a home, IKEA makes. The bedding, the mattresses, the chairs, the rugs, bath towels, shower curtains. IKEA also controls the manufacturing process, beginning with harvesting the wood and the textiles. IKEA controls every single bit of manufacturing and production for all of its products that are sold at its many retail locations, the closest of which would be in Sacramento, here. Industrialist and oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller, who made a fortune in the oil business, began a process known as horizontal integration, when a single company achieves control of an entire market by merging corporations or companies that make a similar product. By 1880, Standard Oil controlled almost 90% of the oil refining industry in the US because John D. Rockefeller would buy out his competitors to form one large monopoly of a product, in this case, oil. Modern example of horizontal integration would be Disney. How Disney Studios bought out its competitors Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, which is Star Wars, and the Pixar Animation Studios to have one single company, Disney, owning many smaller and competing companies. Now Disney has complete control and access to all of those various film properties you could see through Disney Plus. Disney also bought out many competitors in the TV market, like ABC and ESPN and Hulu, and now controls them through one large enterprise. This is a current or modern example of horizontal integration. In the late 1800s, Americans grew suspicious of large corporations and monopolies. And to preserve competition, many states made it illegal for one company to own stock in another without permission from state legislatures. The federal government tried to regulate corporations, but corporations continuously found loopholes in the law that allowed them to operate at their own pleasure with little to no government oversight or regulation. So, how did capitalism change America? Well, Americans became indebted to corporations, with the debt increasing year to year, often left to their children after they died. America becomes indebted as a country to foreign investors when foreign investors buy up American stock and American debt from the government and help to control policy. And recent studies have shown that the average American now, as recently as 2020, owes $62,000 in debt, most of it credit card debt or consumer debt.